Right now we got Bill and we got Andrew first. Some more news came out in this Josh Hamilton thing. Well, not news. Josh Hamilton just spoke, and he spoke very eloquently, and I agree 100% with everything he said. I want to talk from the heart here, and I'm dedicating this to everybody out there that helped me get through my problems, because I had problems very similar to Josh. I fought drug addiction for 3.5 years. Well, I had it longer than that, but I fought it in Pasadena, California, with a lot of friends who now I consider family out there. And Josh Hamilton, I understand where he's coming from. He said the Rangers have done a lot for him, but then he said, I have a question for all of you, or for y'all. He said, have I done a lot for the Rangers? Think I've given them everything I have? I don't think anybody can say I haven't. When it comes down to it, people don't understand. Fans don't understand. This is a business. This is an entertainment business. I do understand. He said, I love Texas. I love my fans. I love fans of the Rangers. I love the organization. I love my teammates. I love everything about it. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I owe the Rangers anything. I don't feel like I owe the club. He doesn't feel like he owes them. And I don't disagree with Josh one bit at all. Like I said, he feels he has made so much progress since his relapse, his alcohol. This guy smokes crack, things like that. Alcohol relapse 3 weeks ago. Put it in perspective. Alcohol is we that's the truth, people. Alcohol relapse. And I'll tell you the truth. I had 2 or 3 of them where I had a sip or 2 of alcohol while I was staying in sober living, and I got in a lot of trouble for it, and I had to go back to rehab for it and things like that. So if he's making progress, more power to him. I don't think he owes the Rangers anything. He said, he said, don't get me wrong, it's going to be an ongoing process till the day he dies, which is true. It's a disease you have till the day you die. He might have more relapses along the way, but he's going to always go out and give it 100% on the baseball field. Do you, Bill Massey, think Josh Hamilton owes the Rangers anything?
I don't understand exactly.
He won an MVP.
No. Well, I understand the statement, but what does he mean? Is there like time left on the contract? Do they want to renegotiate? Why doesn't he owe them anything? Is what I'm asking. I mean,
well, no, it's just the fact that the Rangers are doing a lot for him through this recovery, and people, I guess, I don't know, maybe he said it. I didn't see any statements, but I'm guessing people are saying maybe locally in Texas that he might owe the Rangers for helping him get through this.
Well, the Texas Rangers want something out of it.
And he owes the Rangers to go and play on the field. And he said, look, I always give 100% of the baseball field. That's a side issue. Don't worry about that. No, that's what he said.
But what I'm saying is the Rangers are doing this because they own his contract. He is their property, basically. They're looking down the road when he gets better, going back to Josh Hamilton, who is a beast on the field. Okay, who's a beast?
What do you mean when he gets better? All he did, he went out and he had a couple drinks. He didn't go out and go on a 3-month meth binge in the offseason.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying, though, is you have to go through rehab. The basic
no, you don't. No, you don't, Bill. No, you don't. I went through it. No, you don't. You sit down. I'm telling you the truth. You don't. You go, you find your sponsor, you sit down, you figure out what resentment caused me to relapse. What resentment caused me to go and pick up that first drink or drug? What was it? I'm going to put you down on something because I went through years and years of it. I don't know about you, but personally I did. And you go and you find your sponsor, you sit down and you figure out what the resentment was. And I think, like I said in the intro, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, I think it's when that father died in Texas. And you figure out what part you played and things like that. And you figure out how you can move past it. You make your amends and you move past it. And you become a bigger man. I think Josh might have been able to do that now. But he picked up that first drink and drug, and you got to figure out why. You don't need to go back to rehab and learn anymore. Josh knows enough.
He needs to dry out. Do you agree with this?
I don't think he went on a binge. I think he drank one night maybe.
No. From what I heard in a story, I thought it was like a 2 or 3 day kind of a bender thing.
Even it's 2 or 3 days.
Well, he needs to dry out and get all that stuff out of his system again.
That was 2 or 3 days. That wasn't 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days ago. That was 2 or 3 days.
No, that was that was weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. So he's already dried out. We don't got to. Josh Hamilton's got to dry out. Josh Hamilton's dried out making these statements. So Josh doesn't need to dry out. He's dried out.
Has he been giving your analysis to make sure he stayed clean all this time since he had his little bender?
No, he hasn't. But I choose to think that he has been.
I would like to think they're testing him, trying to stay on top of it and give him the help needed. Now the Rangers, obviously, they want him back on the field. So true, he doesn't really owe them anything as far as that goes because they want him, who belongs to them basically, because he's their property as long as they own his contract. They want him good, clean, sober, and on the field, kicking ass.
Here's Josh. Here's Josh. Hamilton said he does a good job of trying to make fans feel special at spring training and at the games, but that he wasn't doing a good enough job of doing it at home. His focus now is to come home and open up with his 4 daughters and his wife. He said, like I said, you go home, you're by yourself, you got your mansion, your money, and your feelings. He said, I can't shut down. When I get quiet, the walls are up. I can't do that. He said his family has always had a close-knit bond at spring training, so he feels like the timing will be good for him to keep the communication going, as it has been the past 3 weeks. He said after his last relapse in January 2009 in Tempe, he said he put a Band-Aid on it and he tried to move on. That's what he said now after that last one in 2009. He said, all I did was put a Band-Aid and I tried to move on. He said, now I'm not doing that. He said, I don't like doing this. I don't like continually making mistakes. It's not every day, but it jumps up and bites me. I don't want it to happen again. Let's get a foundation as far as talking about things, life things. I don't want this to continually happen. I really don't. Those are his words.
But you know as well as I do. Anybody with an addictive personality, they can be clean for a day or 100 years. Well, actually, I've known people who've been clean from drugs or drink. Okay, I'm opening it up to both sides because they're very
There's
strong.
a difference between clean and recovered.
What?
There's a difference between clean and recovered.
I know this.
There's a difference between clean and recovered.
See, you don't know about me. I have worked at 2 different rehabs. I have worked at 2 rehabs, so I know what I'm talking about here as well as you say you know what you're talking about. So I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
I walked the road Josh Hamilton is walking.
No, I understand that.
Very hard.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that I believe the Rangers are doing what they have to make him the best person possible for the field, Justin Hamilton.
The Rangers can do whatever they want, Bill. That's the point. The Rangers can go give him unicorns and rainbows and fairy tales to live in. They can do whatever they want. He will find the crack dealer in that fairy tale if he wants to. That's the point. Josh Hamilton,
what I'm saying.
He has to do it for himself, which I believe the man is doing. And my original question is, do you think he owes the Texas Rangers anything? The dude who won an MVP, the dude who hitting 4th or 3rd or wherever he was in the middle of that lineup, went to 2 World Series.
No, they don't. He doesn't owe them anything because they are protecting their property. That's what it is.
Andrew, you got anything you want to say on it?
Now that we're done, yeah.
Yeah, I was letting you guys go at it because, I'll be honest, I don't have the connection you guys have to this type of story. I have a little more of an apple pie, upbringing. I never had to deal with this sort of stuff. But the only thing he, quote, owes is what he already does. He goes out there and he plays hard. And that's the only thing he could possibly owe is just you play hard.
And that's the thing.
That's the only thing he could owe. And
it's the thing. Who was the coach we were talking about, the DUI or the president of the Pittsburgh Pirates? Same thing goes for Mr. Hamilton, for Josh Hamilton. He's doing what he has to do. Like he said, he understands he has to open up when he's with his family. He can do whatever he wants around the baseball field. But when you go home and you're alone, that's when your feelings catch up with you. The walls go up. Trust me, I know it. I live by myself. You go home, you're alone, the walls go up. People who've seen my Facebook know sometimes the walls go up. But you need to find a way to talk and get through it. And that's what Josh is doing. And that's what I think he will continue to do. And I'm not going to sit here and say Josh is going to go the rest of his life without ever picking up a drink or a drug in his life. You know what? If I had to put money on it, no offense to Josh, just like I put money on myself or any other drug addict, if I'm putting the money on it, I'm going to say they're going to pick it up maybe once, and hopefully they don't pick it up and run with it and never come back. But Josh, I think, has a strong enough grasp on what he's trying to do, and it seems like he has a strong spiritual base. He has 4 daughters, a wife. He has a strong family base. He has the strong baseball family base. I think this guy's going to be able to make it, and I think he is going to make it. And it's just we need to let him be now. He came out, he said what he had to say. Let him go play right field or left field, center field, wherever he's going to play for the Rangers, and let him hit 3rd or 4th, hit 35, 40 home runs, knocking 120 RBIs, and come in top 3 voting in the MVP. And let's just leave it at that. The guy Josh,
more power to him. I wish him the best,
to give him credit.
That relapse is always in the back of your mind if you're an addict. It's the truth.
That's there.
Like J.R. Richards, throwing 95-mile-an-hour changeup, for God's sakes. I mean, he was living under a bridge. Okay, and that's the truth. I mean, relapses happen.
Well, yes. Relapses do happen. They do. But like I said, it's usually because you get there and you're by yourself and you're alone and you don't talk. Trust me, if you're in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Methamphetamines Anonymous, Heroin Anonymous, Sex Anonymous, Gambling Anonymous, whatever anonymous you want to go to, if you are in that room immersed in it and you have the people around you, the fellowship, and you have one certain person you sit and you tell everything to and you work through your problems with, if you're immersed in that and you're taking your medicine just like a diabetic, as long as they're taking their insulin, they will not get sick. And an addict will not relapse. They will not, Bill.
No, I totally understand. Can we go back to Sex Anonymous, though, please? I would love to know where those meetings are.
Check it out. You can find them online. Jeez. Anyway, we got to take a break, guys. We're listening to the afternoon play-by-play, 1280 WTMY, the Sports Fanatic. Like I said, big baseball show today. We're going to have Noah Jarash from the Brew Crew Ball. I'm going to get this right.
Yeah.
BrewCrewBall.com. Trust me, it takes me a couple times sometimes, but I get it right.
You can't say it 3 times fast, though, baby. I know that. I
Trust
know you
me,
can.
I will be able to. We got Brian Curley, the baseball prof, coming up. Going to talk some golf. Going to get calls, 941-954-1280. Going to have Kyle Nash a little bit later. Bill Massey's here. Andrew's here. I'm here. We're having fun. Fun Day Friday on the afternoon play-by-play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.